What's up, guys, and welcome to the channel. And today we have an interesting one, a different one. We have a relic of Yu-Gi-Oh history. Now, I don't know if you were like me growing up, but I always got the Beckett Yu-Gi-Oh magazines. And today we will be going through one that is from December 2003, January 2004, going through the history of Yu-Gi-Oh! From like Legacy of Darkness, Magician's Force kind of era. Now, back in the day when the internet was still young, this thing right here was basically the way that you found out about news of Yu-Gi-Oh! So sit back, relax, and enjoy the nostalgia that we're going to get from going through these pages together. And if you guys like this, drop a comment down below. And I will try to get more of these Beckett magazines, because offhand I do have one more that we can go through. So let me know down below, and let's go ahead and ride this nostalgic wave together. So here we go, guys. It is the Beckett from December 2003, January 2004. I mean, this thing is ancient now. This is over 20 years old. You got the classic obelisk on here. We got a giveaway. You could win the God cards inside as well too. I mean, this thing is a relic of history. So here we go, diving on in. We got the Neopets trading card game from Wizards of the Coast. I remember when that was like a thing. I feel like Duel Masters was kind of around the same time. Like, there was just a lot of different card games that were out during this time. Here we go. We got our content stuff in here. So we got features and Obelisk the God deck. Okay. We'll take a look at that. You can win a Magician's Force box. Belly washers. Wow, that's a classic thing. Got a nice magic ad right here. All right. Obelisk the Tormentor. Card powers are so enormous. He's currently not allowed in any official Yu-Gi-Oh! Card tournament. Wow! That is... Times have changed from the GBA God cards. You could win a Spy Kids 3D Ultimate Gaming System. Wow. Alright, nice Tony's Pizza. Alright, so here we go. Some anime and comic convention calendar. That's pretty slick. I think that's pretty cool. Some more magic stuff. Here we go. The Beckett Yu-Gi-Oh! Hot List right here. So we got the First Ed Dark Magician Girl from MFC. I'd say that's probably still up there on most people's lists. We got the Exodia First Ed, of course. Jinzo First Ed. Obelisk from the Game Boy game as well. Red Eyes Black Metal. I feel like the other gods should be on here too. Maybe they're just saying Obelisk because he's on the cover of this. Gate Guardian, Tyrant Dragon. Interesting, huh? Interesting stuff here from the Card World. First Ed 6-pack lock. $30. Okay. Be nice to get that nowadays. ARA collectibles. I remember always looking at this and just wanting everything that they had listed on here. I mean, as a kid, you know, you're kind of limited to things like Toys R Us or Kmart or Target or what have you, just like the big box retailers. So to see stuff like this, they have older stuff or singles, it was like, wow, I want all of these things. It's a real blast from the past. Okay, so here we go. Obelisk the God deck. Okay. The Master Deck Garage opens its doors to the powerful Obelisk the Tormentor. So here we go. So what they're saying to play is an Obelisk. You got 2 copies of him. You got 3 copies of Goblin Attack Force, 3 Gemini Elf, 3 Gravekeeper Spy, a Marauding Captain, a Spear Cretin, 2 Spear Cretins, 1 Twin-Headed Behemoth, a Fiber Jar, a Cyber Jar, a Witch, and a Sinister Serpent. Okay, so 20 monsters. Then we got Raigeki, Darkhole, Harpy's Feather Duster, Heavy Storm, Change of Heart, Snatch Steel, Monster Reborn, Premat, Pot of Greed, Graceful Choice, Painful Choice, Scapegoat, Mystical Space Typhoon. Okay, 2 Scapegoats and 3 Mystical Space Typhoons for 16 spells. Then we got our Call the Haunted, Ceasefire, Ring of Destruction, Imperial Order, Magic Cylinder, Magic Jammer, and Mirror Force for 7 traps. So 43 card deck for good old Obelisk the Tormentor. I don't know. Comment down below if you'd like to see me build this deck, and then Christian and I can play each other in a nice era of this. We'll take the effects of Obelisk from this Beckett for it. And you guys let me know down below if you'd like to see the Obelisk the God deck played out in this early format. All right, so a little bit more Obelisk stuff here. Okay. Dragon Fighters. That's right. There's just so much stuff back then. So much. From Magic to spell cards. Okay. So right here, Konami, or not Konami, I guess it would be Beckett, realistically. But Konami did change from Magic to spell cards back then. For all you youngins that might be watching, spell cards used to be called Magic cards. And then Konami had to change it. So, interesting stuff. Beginning with the release of Magician's Force, all Magic cards will now be titled spell cards. So, this change was necessary in maintaining consistency with story themes throughout the trading card game. It is not intended to interfere with gameplay, but will help to strengthen the overall storyline of the game that millions enjoy playing worldwide. Interesting stuff. So, Okay, do you know Slifer's other name? And you could win 3 God cards. Wow, yeah, back in the day, that was a hot thing. If you were on the playground and you had one of the God cards, you were unstoppable. You really had to beat out your opponent before they could play it. That's what it really came down to. Yeah, if you know Slifer's other name, wink wink, then yeah, you could win 3 God cards. Comment down below if you know Slifer's other name. Here we go. We got smsportscards.com, the classic deck protector. Sleeves. Jeez. This is crazy to look at. I mean, this is super nostalgic. Wow. Master combos for Legacy of Darkness. So this is when Legacy of Darkness was coming out. The Bad Reaction to Samochi. Got Luster Dragon, the Dragon's Bead, Woodland Sprite. Very nice. Very nice. Marauding Captain, of course. Patrician of Darkness. A Yamada Dragon. So many crazy things in here. Inaba, White Rabbit. Very cool. And the Twin-Headed Behemoth as well. Got CardEmporium.com listing their singles. And now they got the Yu Yu Hakusho trading card game, the Neopets trading card game. So like I said, there's like a card game for everything at this time in the world. Yu-Gi-Oh! Postcards from the World of Games. Alright, so it's letters from Grandpa to Yugi, from Joey to his sister Serenity, Yugi to his grandpa from the virtual world. Interesting. Alright, and here we go. The Magic of Magician's Force. Magician's Force is the latest Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG release from Upper Deck. So we are still in that time frame in life. So yeah, they got the whole list of all the cards that were in Magician's Force. You know, you got your Dark Magician Girl in there, the whole people writing about obsessed or oppressed people, the United Resistance. There's just so much. I remember when this set came out, and one of my best friends at the time, we were at a Beyblade tournament, actually, at Toys R Us, and he bought a bunch of Magician's Force. I could not tell you if he pulled anything good, but I just remember that vividly, that he had opened up Magician's Force while we were doing our Beyblade tournament. Such nostalgia. Chaos Command Magician, Breaker, of course. I mean, their card arts were always so cool. Magical Scientist, something that really changed the meta, as well as Tribe Infecting Virus too. There's just a lot of things in this card that in hindsight, at least for me, because I was, just a child when this stuff came out, so many things were so good that I did not realize at the time. And now going back and playing things like GOAT format, or playing these older formats with Christian, so many of these cards were so good. Like, I was a kid and I thought Double Spell was the end-all be-all for spell cards. And it wasn't at all. Like, nowhere near it. But it's just kind of crazy how much changes with that. All right, let's see. What else do we got in here? The Pharaoh's Guide. Okay. The Beckett's Yu-Gi-Oh! Episode listing. So you got the list of all the episodes in Yu-Gi-Oh! How cool is that? How cool is that? Well, I guess I'll... Oh, no, there's more. There's more. Oh, it goes all the way up to a virtual nightmare. So right before they go into the virtual world. Well, it's it's quite the pick for Mai right there. Quite the pick, I would say. Okay. Give the gift of anime. Don't miss a minute of the early Yu-Gi-Oh! Episodes. So you can order DVDs, okay, or videos. Wow, so you get either one. That's crazy. That is crazy. Worldwide Master Duelist Challenge Day 2. Welcome to Beckett's Worldwide Master Duelist Challenge 2003-2004. Okay, so they got decks for Grandpa Muto and Maximilian Pegasus, so that's pretty cool. Now, if that's something you guys would like to see Christian and I do, we can definitely do that. That would be fun. That would be fun. So, okay, it goes kind of play-by-play of Pegasus versus Grandpa. So that's pretty cool. Yu-Gi-Oh! Card Idioms. Peter's most practical and up-to-date guide to the Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game. Okay. Not bad. Every card game has unique terms that may not be readily understood. Even if you know the meanings of all the words and you understand the grammar completely, the true meaning of the terms may still be confusing. Okay, so they kind of break down, what's going on in these cards. Not bad. Kind of like a pre-problem-solving card text in a way. Interesting stuff here, especially for back then being so early in the game. Ideal collectibles. Choose premium UPS 2-day delivery. Wow. Look at that. They got all like the premium packs and stuff, all the Japanese structure decks that were so crazy to see back in the day, back in this day. I mean those things, I remember friends and I, we'd go in, we'd buy half together, and we'd get them off of eBay. I couldn't even tell you how much they were at the time because I was a kid and it was my parents' money. But it was crazy still to get those through eBay. An easy way to get, Mirror Force or like a Crush card before it was even in the TCG. But yeah, it was just crazy. And of course, they were Japanese, so you could really only play them on the playground. But for the most part, that's what a lot of kids were doing anyways. So here we go. We got the Duelist Master Guide. That was always a crazy, crazy fun thing to get. Of course, the early tins. Belly washers as well, too. Very nice. Millennium-shaped cereal. I think that's like a thing that they still have nowadays in 2026. At like FYE, they got like the Millenniums or something like that. Look at that. You could do a anime Beckett and you get a pack of Yu Yu Hakusho. You could do the Dragon Ball Z Beckett and get a Fusion Saga Dragon Ball Z trading card game. Or the Yu-Gi-Oh! One and get Legacy of Darkness pack. Or they got this Gene Fusion, whatever that was. Here we go, some fan art. I'm pretty sure I submitted some art one time or another to this when I was just a kid. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, this is cute. This was filled in. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. Wow, look at that. very cool stuff here. And then here we go, the Yu-Gi-Oh! Price guide. So things from back in the day. So here we go, Blue Eyes, first edition, Trihorn Dragon on the low end, 20 on the upper 40. That's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. The fight disc, I remember seeing this all the time when I was a kid in here, and I always wanted it. Like this early dual disc that had, I guess like the lower, like the spell and trap level could come out. But comment down below if you had this, because this is something that I have always thought about in my life and always wanted to see. To this day, it's like my white whale, I guess you could say. Because, of course, this is the dual disc I'm familiar with. This is what I got for Christmas one year with a bunch of Dark Crisis packs. All right, $40 for a dual disc back then. Wow. WCCG.com, very nice. It's just crazy to see all these old cards. I mean, man, I would sit at like the grocery store or like the bookstore for hours going through these Beckett's. I'm sure they would get angry because then I'm not buying it, but I was a kid, so, you know, what could you really do at that point? They gave you price guides for the Japanese cards as well, so cards that, like, maybe you haven't seen, like this, this Winged Dragon, Guardian of the Fortress, well, is this one number 1, I think? The red one? It was crazy to see that. Trihorn Dragon, Premium Pack 3. This is just crazy. A crazy time in the world. Guilford the Lightning, I mean, that was, you know, that's not something that we had here. This is just something that you saw in the anime. Or Xarian Universe as well, too. That was something that wouldn't come out for years at this point. I think 2005, 2006 maybe, early 2006. Got the toys in here as well, too. I believe I had quite a few when I was younger. Quite a few random little guys. Battle City begins. So here we go. Gives you the nice breakdown of going into Battle City, the new arc after Duelist Kingdom, after, I believe there is the mini virtual world saga that happened as well too. So it was pretty crazy. It was a crazy time. Introducing the God cards, they had all these monsters that were finally getting play from like Labyrinth and Nightmare as well too, that I just loved to see because that was my favorite set growing up. So we got a Q&A for Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Won't go through all of them, but here. We'll do question 1. What should I do if my opponent summons an LOB001 Blue Eyes White Dragon and I activate LON 51 Offerings to the Doomed? This card destroys one face-up monster, skips the next draw phase of my opponent, while my opponent can activate Time Seal. Which one stops me from drawing? Do I not draw for 2 turns or just 1? Oh man. Answer, it skips 1 draw phase only. Duplicate effect will never last for 2 turns unless it's specifically stated on the card effect. So, there you have it if you're at a question about that. The villains of Inuyasha. So, I remember back then in Beckett, they'd always throw in like a little thing at like the end of it where they kind of go over like another anime, basically. So this one has Inuyasha. And now Neopets is now in the cards instead of the little Tamagotchi things. So it kind of goes through all that. And there we go. Then we're done. Then we're done. And you can win the God cards if you just knew what Slifer's other name was. So that's quite the thing. So comment down below if you guys like this, kind of going through a little time capsule in history. If you guys do like it, I do have another one, which is from August, September 2006. So a little bit later down the line from this 2003 one. But we can certainly go through that and, you know, see the fun stuff that happened in like the 3 years between Obelisk and the Shining Phoenix Enforcer. But leave your thoughts down below. We will see you guys on the next one. Goodbye and good night.
I, Seto Kaiba, president of Kaiba Corp, implore you to check these recommended videos. While you're at it, hit subscribe and burst stream that notification bell for all future videos.